Fear is a motivator. Pretty much everyone is motivated through fear in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And the healthiest motivation is the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This fear tends to life. This fear promises a surety and safety and peace. The fear of the Lord. Proverbs 19:23, the fear of the Lord Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. Fear in the Lord is what's going to allow you to live. It tends to life. It's the one thing that assures that you're going to live and live uprightly. Actually live the breath of life being put in you. Wisdom entering into you. Knowledge and understanding entering into you. The fear of the Lord is what brings these things. The person that has it shall abide satisfied, never destitute of anything. The Lord will provide. How much more in the evil days to come, when things are not promised, when things will not be promised to these people, wherein they will own nothing and be happy. And ultimately, because they rejected the fear of the Lord is going to make sure they don't get anything. They don't get provisions. They don't get food and water. They don't hear the word of the Lord. These people will be stripped from everything they thought they had. Why? Because they don't fear the Lord and they will not be satisfied. And one of the key points is, he shall not be visited with evil. The person that fear the Lord, the man that fear the Lord, he, you, we, Abaratazah, will not be visited with evil. There's a whole list of things that the Lord gave in Sirach 39 and many various precepts and scriptures that tells us that certain judgments were created specifically for the evil people in the evil times. And that'll be their visitation. So our motivation, which is the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is what's going to keep us alive in these times to come. As today's daily verse, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Fear is a...
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, alright, who will listen and be saved in this time. Alright, this video will be entitled A Response. Alright, fear is a motivator. Alright, the beginning of wisdom. And basically, this will just be a response to this video from the elder Amawan Gaba, okay, of the GMS New York. Subscribe to be edified. You know, and the elder just make Zakwan, he just make just shorts of edifying, basically, you know, on the meditation, to be on the scriptures, and you know, to just endure to the end. Alright, and this is just a short series he made. Okay, fear is a motivator, right? Okay, and as the scriptures say in Proverbs, okay, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Fearing Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, so it's important. Also, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, which I'll get. Alright, Isaiah 33 verse 6, as you see on the screen, right? And this is the important aspects what we have. So basically, I just hitting on the perspective of what wisdom of fearing the Lord will give you. Okay, what it will benefit, what the benefits of it, from death, destruction. You know, a lot of Jakes, the 2/3, are not gonna fear the Lord. All right, you know, in the time of Jacob's trouble, you know, and you know, even the MOTBB system, they trust, or they lost, you know, gonna be put forward to that system, you know, which will be the downfall. All right, in that time they will have no stability. When you know, Jacob's trouble maxes up. All right, in this time, also that beast system, okay, and the final destruction, the plague to come, you know, on the wickedness, the whole the center of it, Babylon the Great, America, Esau, Edom's society, kingdom. you know, because they fear this man, they're gonna be caught in that snare, that trap, to be destroyed. All right. At the end of the day, the elect, the prudent ones, are going to have that wisdom, have that knowledge, by fearing the Lord. Therefore, the Lord will have that hedge, that protection, security in that time. All right. You know. So this is just what I type up here. 3 precepts in the KJV, right? About the fear of the Lord. I'll just read through Psalms 111 verses 10. The fear of the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, is the beginning of wisdom. Okay, but that will be given to you by the Rakak Kodash, the spirit of wisdom, understanding, right? To keep you stable, your mindset on the Lord, all right? To be aware of time and all these things, to not offend the Lord, okay? Because you will be destroyed in these times. And we know a lot of Israel is not gonna make it or tend to the Lord. They're gonna tend to the benefits of the world, which will lead you to destruction, right? It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. This is what you have to take in, all right? Proverbs 1 verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And yeah, these Jake rather to serve other gods, after their own again lusts or achievements, which is worthless. Okay, at the end of the day, it's better to fear the Lord, because that will get you through. Times will come in unto the kingdom of heaven, the new kingdom to come. All right, at the end of the day, we know that the elect is gonna take heed. All right, take this to heart and fear the Lord, right? In these times. All right, Proverbs 9 verses 10, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, okay, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding, right? Just check it out here. So, and this is it, all right? Knowledge of the holy. Who's the holy in these days? Okay, is at the end of the day the elect. Who the Lord is, the Lord predestinate, all right? Set apart from even these 2/3, these are the non-elect, all right? To fear the Lord, to be his portion, to have that understanding, that that wisdom, okay, to make it in this time to come. At the end of the day, this is what we hope for, and we have to take to heart, all right? And I had a comment on the comment board here, the elders comment board, this brother Zaki. I'm just see if I could find it. Right? Yeah. Alright, 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. Proverbs 14 verse 26 in the AMP, it says, in the reverent fear of the Lord, okay, there is strong confidence. Okay, why? Because as we know, the Lord is the king of terrors. Alright, he created that fear. He have his weapon, his weapons, this man being his sword, okay, his spirits of vengeance. So to fear the Lord is wisdom, okay, understanding, from so you wouldn't have to be destroyed, death, all these things. All right, it says and his children will always have a place of refuge, safety, okay, in that strong tower of the names, fearing Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the reverent fear of the Lord that leads to obedience and worship is a fountain of life, so that one may avoid the snares of death. So this is how important the fear of the Lord is. No one just going out with reverent, right?
Reverent.
Okay, feeling or showing deep, solemn respect. Okay, a solemn mind is what you have to have respectfully. And it's fair that that attentiveness to fear in the Lord. All right, that dedication. This is what we have to keep. Okay, because it'll keep us aware, new and prudent. Okay, and sensible. So when the time of destruction comes, we'll be safe in that day. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verses 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." Going into security, okay, defense, a refuge. Again, this wisdom comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, okay, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So once you have this now, okay, you know, uh, you don't need to have no worry. All right, you're aware of the times, the signs. All right, while other Jake is foolish, okay, you prepare and you prepping, and because you have that fear. Okay, so you can see afar off. So when that day of evil comes, okay, you are safe in that time. And this is what we have to have that connection, have that fear for the Lord, okay, and do his work. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 14 and verses 15. It says, "The simple believeth every word." Okay, yeah, they believe every word, and they don't choose rather to go to the Lord, to fear the Lord, to be sanctified from the world. Okay, but they believe every word, especially Esau, Edom. Okay, and that's where they put their comfort, their trust, their safety. So they have great confidence in that. Okay, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Prudent meaning understandable, sensible. Okay, and it would be sensible to fear the Lord, fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, okay, a wise man feareth. Okay, this will be the elect, the wise in that day who fill up the oil lamps, of fear for the Lord being that treasure for safety, for guidance, for salvation, right? And departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. So where that confidence gonna get you? The opposite of fear is calm, peace. Where gonna your peace of mind can't be in this place, because this place is going to end. All right. So fearing the Lord is a benefit of peace of mind, safety. All right, having that holy conversation, knowing what you're supposed to do in that time, you will be safe. All right, when the fool rageth, feely confident, the rest of Israel, they're gonna be confounded. All right, also not listening to the mouthpiece of the prophets. Okay, just see here, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 17 and verses 28. Slovakia. 17, boy, bear with me. I think it's 17, Sirach. Verses 28. Right, Slovakia. Wait. Slovakia, bear with me here. Slovakia, I don't know if it's 18. 18. Slovakia, bear with me. I don't know if I get it wrong. Basically, a fool, a fool will not observe time. Let me see if I can type up. A fool. Slovakia. A fool will not observe time. KJV. At the end of the day, this is what you're supposed to do, even with the fear, of the Lord by the prophets, giving you the warning, okay, in that day to be preserved from judgment to salvation, right? Right, so it's Ecclesiastes 18. So like here, Sirach chapter 18 and verses 17, right? 28, so like here. It says, every man, or 27, it's like here, it says, a wise man will fear in everything. Okay, this is the prophets. Okay, also the election. Okay, the Lord will give that eye salve, or to see, to sup with him, to fear him. All right, which will give you that wisdom, to know what to do, change your manner of life. All right, and in the day of sinning he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time. All right, this goes into the 2/3 Jake again. They will not observe time. All these things are even with the MOTB. All right, destruction, coming, Jacob's trouble. All right, so that fear is giving you that dedication, slack here, to do the work, to have works, so to be occupied in prophecy, to know, to get saved, to be salvaged from the times to come, right? Okay, every man of understanding knoweth wisdom. Okay, you should understand that the fear of the Lord is needed of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. All right, became also wise themselves. Salakia, verse 28, it says, and will give praise unto him that found her. Okay, I'm gonna see verse 29. It says, they that were of understanding in sayings became also wise themselves, powered forth exquisite parables. So this giving you the foresight, the understanding, the fear of the Lord to see, all right. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 5 and verses 15. All right, it says, seeing then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, having that fear of the Lord. Because if you don't have that fear, or if you see the truth and taking this truth for granted, you need this truth have a time, okay, a grace period, till that run out. It has, what the prophet's been saying, you will not be safe in that day, right? So you have to be circumspect, okay, not to be taking the Lord for granted. Fear the Lord. All right, verse 16, it says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Okay, redeeming the time. So go to the Lord now. Okay, fear the Lord, do his will. Okay, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Okay, because in that time the days are evil ahead, as we see in this year. Okay, this man is coming down with great wrath. So you don't want to offend the Lord, or be reverent. Okay, have a serious mind. All right. Okay. Okay, Slakia Bethman. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verses 10. This is an act of fear to really, with the filth and heat. Or 2 Peter 3 verse 10. A new heaven and earth, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Now we know this is the final judgment of Esau Edom's kingdom, with America being destroyed, Okay, even our homeland, they're being destroyed, into that new heaven, right? The new kingdom to come on earth, or that the fervent heat being that nuclear missiles fire, right? It says the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Okay, all those works, Jacob being vain pen, the termination in this world gonna be burnt up, come to naught. Alright? Okay, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Alright, and this is fear in the Lord. Holy conversation, meaning praying always. Alright? Okay, which and godliness, devotion, becoming godly, putting off, this complacent, spiritual complacency, and reverence and serving the Lord. Okay, let's go into that word godliness, right?
Strong's G 2150. Eusebia.
And this is the spirit. Then expect this, right? Reverence, respect. Okay, piety towards power, godliness, reverence, respect. Okay, in fearing the Lord, fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Especially this gospels, I don't know why they say that. Godliness, holiness. So you see, reverence, respect in the Lord is a dedication you have to have, alright? Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord power, wherein the heavens being on fire and shall be dissolved. So you're putting on that mindset of fear. Therefore, you have that fear, you have a serious mind of being holy to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, doing the work, doing Romans 12, okay? Being that holy, that sacrifice unto the Lord, okay? Because the wisdom of the Lord will not fail you in the times to come, all right? Because although you're looking for this thing, judgment is to all, to the elect, okay, to the non-elect, okay. But guess what? The elect is gonna be saved. That's the judgment for the work, okay. And the non-elect, okay, their judgment is this fire, this fervent heat, okay. Verse 13. It says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay, so this is our mindset we all have to be in. We look forward to this, but you have to do the will and the transitioning, to do that, all right? As a manner of life being changed, being, have godliness, right? Okay. Verse 14, it says, wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So we have to do this by faith, reforming your mind, okay, sanctifying your mind, having meditation, occupying in prophecy, okay. So give diligence in all the works of the Lord, all right, okay. And that number one and key point in this ministry is fearing the Lord, okay. Fearing the names Yahweh and why Yahweh Shai, okay. Yah is he, Yahweh means he is or he exists. Yahweh Shai, Yah is he. Again, Yahweh Shai means delivers, he delivers or he saves. The Mashiach, which means the anointed. Okay. So last precept here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verses 1. Right? I might jump down some verses too. Men are in the hand of the Lord of power. Okay, for all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of power. Okay, no man knoweth, either loveth or hatred, by all that is before them. Okay, all things come alike to all. There is one even to righteousness and to the wicked. You know, but is good work is works. Okay, to the righteous, which will be, that reward, and to the wicked, what they reap or stake on place and in, destruction, right? Okay, and I see in the time there 144. Okay, to the good and to the clean and to the unclean. Okay, so our time is how all things come alike. Okay, because you work, the elect work for righteousness, change your mind. Okay, reformed, become godly. They will be saved, because they put in that effort, labor. They will reap the reward, the benefit. So on to the wicked. Okay, they will reap destruction. Okay, why they didn't fear the Lord, which didn't give them that wisdom. All right, to him that sacrificeth, and to him that sacrificeth not, as is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath. And is fearing that what the Lord sees, to come back to him, to repent, be converted. At the end of the day, the elect who was going to do this, make that act of a conversion, and be saved to righteousness according to the works, right? For the wicked who didn't do that, they here forbear at the end of the day. Okay, all these things gonna come alike to them according to their working, right? So again, fearing the Lord. Verse 12, jumping down to verse 12, it says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are caught in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in a snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it suddenly falleth, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Right? But so the elect will have that circumspection, that all these benefits of wisdom by the Rakah Kodash. Why? Because they fear the Lord. Okay? For the others, it will come suddenly upon them, because take it for granted. Take heed to their own lust. Okay? So, they will be led to destruction. Right? So, just wanted to do some on this slack here. Alright? We want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Rule Well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Wa Abad Babal. Shalom.